Just across the ocean, turning to China, tech giant Tencent is reportedly suspending NFT sales on its platform, Huanhe. Just a year after its launch, China has outlawed secondary trading of the digital collectibles. And this is significant because this platform is one of the biggest NFT platforms in China, with new collectibles often sold out instantly upon launch. And guess who's been watching this space for us? Of course, our very own Emily. So explain one thing to me, Emily. Is Tencent's actual challenge from the regulators the threat of that, and that's why they're shutting down or suspending, or is it something else?
That's a great question. That's kind of the key question. So a lot of media is portraying this as a regulatory crackdown in China, which is natural because there have been a lot of regulatory crackdowns in China, specifically on cryptocurrencies. But NFTs are kind of a separate segment. So, NFTs in China are really hot despite the cryptocurrency crackdown. I think in June, sales on the top platforms were around $27 million. So I would argue that this probably or we don't have enough information to say this is a regulatory crackdown. More likely, it has to do with Tencent itself, because Tencent is only one of the major platforms that offers NFT in China. For example, Alibaba also has an NFT platform, and they have not shut down. They are still operating. So if this was like a regulatory sweep, it wouldn't make sense. That would only affect one platform.
All right, but explain this. Does it have any global impact on the NFT market?
Also a good question. I would say not really. And this is kind of the most fascinating thing here, is that China has built an NFT market that is completely separate from the global NFT market. It's like a completely separate animal, much in the way that China's internet is very different from the internet that we see in the US, for example. So if you look at NFT sales on OpenSea, these are linked to decentralized cryptocurrencies like Ethereum. You can buy an NFT, you can sell it at a profit. China's totally different. As you said, there are restrictions on secondary sales. So basically all you can do is buy an NFT and kind of keep it and wait for government policies to change. Yet despite that, it's still a really hot market. So no, it wouldn't really have an effect because it really is a separate thing.
I just want to bring in this particular graphic that we had. And I just want you to talk a little bit about the fact that we've underplayed perhaps the role of China's economy in this potential suspension. That it's recorded its weakest growth rate in more than 2 years.
Yeah. So, as I said, has to do with Tencent specifically. Tencent is a very big company, very important company in China. They're the company behind WeChat, for example. Tencent is also, in my opinion, one of the more secretive and mysterious companies out there. It's very hard to know what's going behind the scenes, but we have been seeing some big signals from them. For example, posting their first revenue drop since I think 2004. There are reports that they sold, I think, a $24 billion stake in Meituan, another big company. So there's clearly something going on with them. And the one regulatory angle here that is important is that China has cracked down on gaming, on video games specifically, because, they kind of want to protect the youth or whatever. And Tencent is a big company in the gaming industry. So this potentially could have some sort of linkage.